I swear, any woman who has been divorced, in that year, you have red flags.
I swear, any lady who has been separated from in that year, you realize you have warnings on the off chance that it won't work. Jeezy and Jeannie are getting separated. And he's the one that recorded, and this is a structure like TMZ. This is from Organization Atlanta Diary Constitution. So it seems to be Jeezy and Jeannie Mai's separation will be a tumultuous wreck, since they are presently hauling each other via virtual entertainment. It's spilling the entire day. Terrible tea. Jeezy as of late caught unaware Jeannie with the legal documents, and it appears as though she won't bring this lion down since she only hammered Messi for utilizing and unloading her. Well, Jeezy shoot back, and you all will have a hard time believing the genuine explanation that he really petitioned for legal separation. Jimmy truly betrayed Jay-Z. Yo, that new Jenny and Jay-Z had the web going off the deep end. You know, just consistently occasions why I recently realized that this won't turn out for me right, so I needed to sort out some way to change without losing everything. Listen, the web is significant ruins over the recent days since we just figured out their Jeezy of a separation. Fans have been in unadulterated shock from the news since we truly felt that things were going perfectly among them and that their marriage was areas of strength for as could be expected. I mean, there were no gossipy tidbits about a separation between them, which is unusual in light of the fact that we generally hear separate from bits of gossip weeks and even a very long time before the legal documents are even marked yet for this situation. There was positively no sign to point issues in the marriage. As a matter of fact, the insight about the separation was unexpected to the point that it overwhelmed Jeannie herself. Definitely you heard that right. Incidentally, Jenny herself didn't actually realize there were issues in her marriage, and she was totally bushwhacked by Jeezy's activities. Fans were distraught as simple when we figure it out that he didn't actually converse with Jeannie prior to documenting on the grounds that that was the absolute minimum that he might have done to end the marriage. Currently, individuals were her ally from the outset since they accepted that she was the casualty in the story, and she has placed Jeezy on shoot, blaming him for utilizing her and afterward unloading her when he became weary of messing around. And as per an insider, she is truly heartbroken discussing this since she truly believed that she and Jeezy were in game since he had her conflict with her own convictions. Now, if you all know what I'm talking about, prepare your teacups, and on the grounds that we're going to begin spilling all the tea. Now, I couldn't say whether you all know this yet. Jeezy is truly Jenny's second spouse. Her most memorable husband was a man named Freddie RT, and they were hitched for a considerable length of time before Jeannie chose to seek legal separation. As per her, the explanation the marriage finished was that she didn't need children, and he concluded that he needed some much more. She somewhat indicated that Freddie betrayed her, yet she didn't emerge and say it straightforwardly anyway. Her ex uncovered that he had gotten one more lady pregnant half a month after he and Jenny split, and this sort of affirmed that he did, to be sure, betray Jenny. This would make sense of why Jeannie was totally against the possibility of marriage after her separation. She promised that she could at no point ever get hitched in the future, since she had an awful involvement in her most memorable marriage, that she had at no point ever needed to do it in the future, and proclaimed that nothing could at any point adjust her perspective. Well, that was until she met the numbskull kid Jay-Z. Gave her some hooligan inspiration 101, and they fell head over heels very quickly. The two of them had an association from the exact second that they met, and as per Jeannie, she promptly realized that she and Jeezy were intended to be. We're developing, we're in our 40s, and my thought process is that God, some way or another, dealt with our timing. So we invested time after our drawn-out connections. We both came from 10-year connections, and we truly dealt with ourselves to truly comprehend what solid love is like. Jeezy didn't burn through no time either. And he promptly put continues on Jeannie. They went on their most memorable date several days after they met, interestingly, and the date went on for 8 hours since they had such an incredible association, and they didn't maintain that the day should end. So I stroll in, I plunk down, and after 4 hours, we shut down the sushi cafe. we had the most astonishing, profound discussion about our most prominent examples in life, our most noteworthy errors. It was really weak, right? So then, at that point, after that, he takes a gander at me, and he resembles you. You need to, as I don't realize I would rather not return home. Would you like to go salsa high? Ting the dance floor with me, gracious stand, by better believe it, 8 hours on our most memorable day is somewhat insane. And it shows how extraordinary their association was. It didn't take long for them to begin dating authoritatively, and it was all daylight and rainbows for them since they were only so enamored. Jeannie just couldn't quit discussing Jeezy and how in adoration they were, and yakety yak. I need to let you know that getting to know Jay, you all realize Miss Messy's Jay to me getting to realize him has been one of the most lovely encounters of my life in any case. Things move rapidly for themselves, and in under 2 years, Jeezy proposed to her. And she expressed yes, obviously goodness, and recollect how she promised that she was never under any circumstance going to get hitched again. In light of the fact that her most memorable marriage gave her a negative impression, well, Jeezy the snowman figured out how to persuade her to offer marriage another opportunity with him since he planned Ed to treat her better and all that cutesy stuff. They got hitched in 2021, and that was whenever that Jeannie first broke her own conviction for him. Yet hello, things were perfect between them during their marriage, and he even figured out how to persuade her to have children, which makes it the second time she broke her convictions for him. Well, she brought forth their delightful girl Monaco in January 2022, and this was when individuals began to advise her to keep an eye out when it came to him in the event that you're asking why individuals felt like this is on the grounds that Jeezy doesn't have a decent connection with his other child mom. He had 3 children prior to getting with Jeannie, and he isn't friendly with any of his child moms in the event that they're not hauling him for not paying kid support. Then he's hauling them and calling them broke. Well, Miss Jeannie with Stevie to the BS, and she uncovered that she was available to having additional children with Jeezy from a major family, and Jeezy's family is enormous, and it resembles its everyone, so I'm figuring you should add a kin to the family. Are you taking a gander at that? This resembles the time, so we are available to it. Better believe it, goodness better believe it. Totally okay. Yet it appeared as though the situation were really unique among him and Jeannie on the grounds that he treated her well, and it appeared as though they were going to reside cheerfully at any point after, well, that is until he haphazardly chose to come to separate from last week. Currently, like I said, this came as a gigantic shock to Jeannie too. I mean, it was last week that she made a post saluting him on the progress of his new book. She posted a truly charming video on Instagram of her and their little girl, and she composed today, I praise a striking achievement accomplished by my better half Jeezy, whose journal Misfortune for Sale has taken off to the New York Times blockbusters list. This second isn't a demonstration of your scholarly ability. Ty's child, yet an acknowledgement of your capacity to rouse through the influence of narrating. I'm unendingly thankful for your voice in this world. Regarded to stroll next to you. My adoration will individuals begin to think that Jeezy probably realized that he needed to have a separation sometime prior to documenting, implying that he purposely sucker punched Jeannie the last time he posted her on his online entertainment was on Mother's Day in May. And he said, hello, blissful Mother's Day, Mrs. Jenkins. We were unable to maintain a level of control without you are the paced sovereign. Thank you for making us a family. Now he could never have let Miss Jeannie Mai know, since she wouldn't go out like that. Now he said all that in May, yet court records showed that he has begun a separation cycle back in June. He even got it marked and authenticated in those days. So he realized without a doubt that he planned to leave Jenny. Yet he expressed nothing to her for a really long time. They had been on a few as in family occasions among June and presently, which is crazy since he truly was over here concealing this monstrous mystery. Now I realize that Jeannie Mai wouldn't go out that way yet. As per insiders, Jenny has placed him on impact since she accepts that he has been utilizing her such a long time. She actually can hardly imagine how he has been deceiving her this entire time and feels as she doesn't have any idea who he is any longer. She additionally feels sold out that he convinced her to have children when he realized that she didn't need kids just for him to dump her like a hot potato the second he felt like he was finished with her. She is enraged with him, not set in stone to uncover him for the beast that he truly is, yet you all Jeezy isn't lying back and allowing Jeannie to criticize him. Like that, since he is presently discharging back at her as per the snowman Jeezy himself. The genuine explanation he sought legal separation was that he figured out that she was sneaking near and going behind his back with her co-have Mario Lopez. Ooh kid, as per reports, he found coy and mischievous instant messages among her and Mario, yet for reasons unknown he maintained his mystery for a really long time. Goodness, he remembering the big picture while insight about the undertaking wasn't too wuss. Business as usual for fans, since individuals have consistently gotten on coy energy among Mario and Jeannie. From Jeannie Mai, first day at the particular employment folks, hello, pleased Vietnamese young lady. We're both original. I will have her connect me with some Vietnamese. I know a tad well in the event that is not terrible enough. There's this other strange video going around of Jeannie fetishizing people of color and saying she favored white men, love bruised eyes. No doubt I did except for me dim meat as an afterthought. White keeps mean and lean. You realize that is the reason I wedded white man. That is what you all talking about this when she's hitched to an entire individual of color is crazy. And again, this sort of adds more weight to the bits of hearsay that she could have been cheating with Mario, currently blemished.